Welcome back to my channel, Sunshine Shoulders. I'm Calvin. Thank y'all so much for stopping by again today. Make your first trip to the Philippines all about you. I'm just going to tell you from my personal experience that that's probably the best thing for you. You've waited this long. You saved all this money. You made all the sacrifices. You've flown all the way on the other side of the planet. It's got to be about you. It's not an exploratory trip. This isn't the time for that. Maybe the next time to look around and study, because your focus is not going to be where it needs to be for an exploratory trip. The sights, the sounds, the smells, it's going to grab a hold of you. I came here initially for 1 week. I had to reschedule for 2 weeks. I was having such a great time. I did not make it specifically about a woman. Yeah, I met 2 women on the dating site only because the guy in the chat room suggested that to me. But it wasn't to come here to see them. I was trying to get away. I was coming here to relax. Really, to party, even though I'm not a party guy. This is the mistake a lot of people make. You don't come over here for somebody else. You don't come over here wasting your time. It's gotta be, everything's on the line, basically. You may never come back again. Do whatever you want to do. If you want to stay on the resort for your whole 2 weeks, do that. If you want to bounce around from different places, do that. But it's your time. I always tell people, bring as much money as you can afford. Stay as long as you can. Because there's nothing like your first trip to the Philippines. There'll never be another first time. And if you are fortunate enough to meet a woman here, then guess what? They like it. They like these expat virgins, is what I call them. Well, she's going to be the one that teaches you your first words of Tagalog and all of that. But this goes a little deeper than that. You can't come all the way over here and make it about somebody else. You just can't do it. I wouldn't even have a rigid itinerary. I'd have something, small. If you want to go to Boracay, go to Boracay, Panglao, one of the, beautiful beaches, tourist spots here, Baguio, whatever it is. Because I'm going to tell you, the only thing about bouncing around, and I've got a friend, Monroe Anderson, he'll tell you, he bounces around for 3 weeks. You waste a lot of time doing that. The logistics here will beat you up, and it'll eat up your time. But don't waste your time, don't waste your money coming over here for nothing other than a true vacation. I've seen guys come over here, and I tell you, on an exploratory trip for that first time, and they look so uncomfortable. They look so unhappy. All these appointments with condominium and real estate agents. You don't have a time to kick back. You don't have a time to get settled. And I've seen guys come over here for women. Well, what if it doesn't work out? Now you're disappointed. Now you're going to say, oh, the Philippines isn't what I thought it's going to be. Don't do that. If you're fortunate enough to meet a woman here, okay, that's the icing on the cake, but don't come over here for a woman, man. I'm just telling you that. She may not be everything that you fantasize about in your head. Make it about you. Eat the foods you want to eat. Get up when you want to get up. Be responsible for yourself. I was telling y'all that I don't like to fly with Marilyn. Because now I feel responsible for her. Not paying for her, but I just feel responsible, man. It's a heavy burden. I don't want you to do that on your first trip over here. Because believe it or not, when you meet somebody here, ladies and gentlemen, whether it's a man, lady boy, lesbian, whatever it is, you're responsible for them. Their health and welfare. If something goes wrong, you got to pay the bill. You can't just get on the plane and leave. You can. So I always think about that. I always put that in the back of your mind. Do I want that heavy of a burden on my first trip here? Where I know nothing about this place? Only what I'm seeing on the videos and what I'm hearing from these vloggers and everything. Do your research. Do a little research. If you like scuba diving, then you're going to know where the best dive places are. If you like the nightlife, research that. You'll know where the best nightlife. You don't want to come over here blind, not totally blind, because I really had no plans. I had no clue what was waiting over here for me. Let's just be honest, I didn't. I knew nothing about the Philippines, and that was a good thing. To be honest with you, I had the best 2 weeks of my life. Certainly the best 2 weeks that I probably ever had in the Philippines. I didn't put any expectations on any woman. I didn't put any expectations on the Philippines. I just said, I'm going to come over here, I'm going to relax, I'm going to lay on the beach, I'm going to have some fun. And boy, did I have some fun. So much that I had to extend for 1 week. But you don't want that heavy burden. I had another friend who said the same thing. He said he was planning a trip to the Philippines with 3 or 4 other guys. The closer it got, all of them dropped off. He came anyway. Had no plans or nothing. Did not know anything about the Philippines and had the time of his life. This is what I'm telling you. It's just a reminder. You don't have to do it. But we have to stop coming all the way over here just for a woman, man. It's not worth it. Look at all the time, the expense, the money, the effort that it takes to get over here. Has she even deserved that? I mean, have she even earned that yet? She hasn't earned that. That's something she has to earn. She doesn't even deserve that at this point. That's way down the line. We're getting way ahead of ourselves, man. I'm just having the discussion to remind you that this is your time, man. This is the money that you're spending. Even though plane tickets are going back down, they're not as low as what they were when I came here in 2018. Certainly not when I came here in 2009. Because I'm looking at a one-way ticket to go back home from Manila to Chicago. It's $597. That's with Eva Airlines, too. It's pretty good. But it's still a lot of money. Then when you come over here, you got to pay for your Airbnb or hotel. All the food, all the entertainment and everything, man. Come over here, guys. Make it about you. Because that 2 to 3 weeks is going to fly by so fast, it's going to make your head spin. Next thing you know, you're going to be at the airport, sad that you're going back home, wondering, when am I coming back again? I would say make my exploratory trip way down the line, too. Because when I came over here, it wasn't for a woman. That's why when I tell you, I'm honest about it. I hadn't been really chatting with somebody and making promises and we're going to get engaged and she was my girlfriend and all that. No, it was no exploratory trip. I had no idea, excuse me, if I ever was going to come back to the Philippines again. I certainly didn't have any clue of retiring here, even though by the time I left, that was in my subconscious mind. So thank y'all so much for stopping by. You want to have a great time if you're going to come this far, if at that expense. But when you put expectations on, especially on a woman, you're sitting around, you know, we're not sitting around, you're running around. Because that's how W Secrets to Success do it. He was on an exploratory trip. He looked miserable to me, even though he's not going to admit it. I'm like, man, you're way over here. You just got out of a 20-hour flight. Now you got to jump on another flight to go somewhere. There's several flights he took while he was over here. I'm not going to do that. If I come all the way over here from a 20-hour flight, I'm talking about 20 hours in the air, basically, anywhere from 18 to 20 hours. I'm not talking about layovers. And then I don't want to see another plane. So it's time for me to leave. So thank y'all so much for stopping by. I just want to remind you to come over here and make this trip all about you. Don't make any promises to anybody but yourself. The only expectation you should have is, I'm going to be safe. I'm going to do things my way. And I'm going to party like it's 1999. So if you're in America, in the Philippines, wherever you are, find in your heart to help somebody. Man, I'm going to tell you, I have to walk back a lot of what I was saying on my live stream about the immigration. The crazy thing about it is I don't know any more than I knew then, really. Okay, when I talk to the people at JRC, they're the ones who asked me for the birth certificate. She just said there's been a lot of changes, but she never said what the changes were. They haven't discontinued the long stay visitors visa extension program. It doesn't cost any more to extend than it did before. So I'm more confused now than I ever was. They've always had discretion, but I don't know. Do you want to be over here invested, your money invested, your time invested, and you got that 2-month cloud hanging over your head? Is that something you want to do all the time? They really need to make this clear to us. But remember, we're in the Philippines. You can't change the Philippines. And, as guests, they'll say you don't have a need to know, but I think we do. I think it's very unfair for you to have a 36-month tourist visa program, and then every 2 months you're going to scrutinize us and put us through the ringer. I don't know if a lot of people are going to want to deal with that. That's going to be up to you. So ask all the questions you can ask whenever you go to immigration. Okay? Take care, stay safe, stay out of trouble. I'll see you next time. Don't do anything stupid. Don't come over here your first time on an exploratory trip. And don't come over here for no woman. Okay? She hasn't earned that yet. Care how many peekaboo sessions you had. She doesn't deserve that at this point.